right, it gives me great pleasure to be here with Rollie Krewson from the class of 1970. Unbelievable career, which we're going to talk about. Rollie is a 2023 inductee into the Bay High School Distinguished Alumni HOF Fame. So, you grew up in Bay your whole life?
Did my entire life. My parents moved here probably a couple of years before I was born on Bruce Road, and I lived there until I was 15, and then I moved to Lake Road at the end of Bradley, which they tore our house down and it's now some mini mansion.
Yeah, that big castle-looking house that's there. Yeah.
Ugly. I'm sorry, it's really ugly. I liked our house better.
Well, that ugly is for sale for $5 million right now,
Goody,
believe
I'll
it or
buy
not.
it. No, I won't. I'll tear it down and put my house back. But I went through. I was in kindergarten at Glenview, and then I went to Westerly for first grade, and then I went to Normandy for the rest of the time until I hit middle school. And then middle school was, the school changed, like, we were at the middle school for like a year.
Yep.
And then we switched over to the new, I can't
This was
remember
built
how it
as a
went.
junior high in 1960, the high school
Right,
here.
right.
And so, yeah, you guys bounced around a
We
little
bounced
bit.
around a lot.
Likewise, there's some who never left this building because they went to junior high here and then it rolled right into, so they never went to that old middle school building at all. So that's interesting.
Yep.
So your memories of Bay back in those days as a kid growing up?
Being able to walk everywhere. I mean, we walked to school.
Yep.
I mean, I didn't, for granted, kindergarten and first grade because the schools
Yeah.
were too far away.
But
so I was
Westerly, you
bused.
would have walked to
But-
Westerly?
No, not Westerly. I walked to Normandy.
Okay,
But Normandy, we'd walk in the morning. We'd come home for lunch.
yep.
We'd stay for lunch. We'd walk back. I mean, that was when you could. I mean, I live in New York now, and nobody does that.
Yeah. The world was simpler then.
Yeah.
But you
Oh,
did that
absolutely.
even in the winter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you
All
had
the
enough time to walk home, eat your lunch, come back and
Come
go through.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bay was pretty small town.
It was a pretty small town.
Yeah.
And we used to walk through the woods to Normandy, and I
Yeah.
don't think it's woods anymore.
So there's some woods at the end of there.
Is there still
Yeah,
some
yeah,
woods?
but I used to walk through some of those woods, and I always would remember that. And once I saw that scene in To Kill a Mockingbird when the kids are in the costume,
yeah.
I didn't ever want to do it again. So, so you were right by Bay Pool.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Our summers were spent at Bay Pool.
I bet they were.
Always. Yep.
Yeah.
I get up, go to Bay Pool, hang out there all afternoon. We'd, have to get out when they blew the whistle
Yeah.
for the whatever
Rest period.
rest period and the 10 minutes for the adults. And
Yeah.
the best thing was to, you get as suntanned as you possibly could, which of course now is a no-no. But
Yeah,
back
exactly.
then it was okay.
It's what we all did.
And somebody told me Bayway Cabin isn't there anymore?
It isn't. It's the new library.
Wow.
Yeah, the history of that was pretty interesting because the Bayway Cabin was built from these buildings they called the portables that extended the middle school. So they finally had seen their better day. They were, I guess, World War II military extra buildings that were brought here.
No idea.
And finally, yeah, I mean,
Wow.
how many dances were there?
Oh, so many dances.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you'd always go. The girls would be standing along the wall, going, "Is somebody gonna ask me to dance?" And usually not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, nobody did. Yeah, that's funny. All right.